Okay, boys, so look, I've been contemplating whether to go between this purple or this red. I don't quite know which suits the video better. I'm thinking of having coloured themes. I think I'm going to stick with the purple. I kind of like the purple. I know everyone liked the blue, but I quite like the purple, especially because today we're talking about the Game Awards, and the Game Awards is purple, and so I thought, what better colour than the one that the event is, although it's a different purple. Hang on, shall I just give me a moment. It's sort of like a darker purple, sort of like down this way, sort of more like a, oh, perfect. That's perfect. That's it. That's quite literally the colour of the Game Awards website. Beautiful. Today we're talking about Game Awards, Game of the Year Awards, the Game of the Year Award, not golden joysticks, because they're irrelevant. So what we're going to do is I thought we'd just do a bit of an off-the-cuff discussion video, because people have been asking, what's your Game of the Year? What do you think is going to win Game of the Year? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Sorry, that was I'm not that angry about it. So I thought, why not go to the Game Awards website? Why not look at the nominees and talk about which ones I think could win, which ones I would like to win, and why there's certain ones on here. Like, why have they got the nominated spot? That wasn't even a burp, that was just disgusting. So let's get into things. Let's have a little look. So first up on the list is Assassin's Creed Odyssey from Ubisoft Quebec. Now, a lot of people have been using this as sort of like a justification to be like, look how sick the game is. It's nominated for Game of the Year, but of course it is. It's Assassin's Creed. There was never a doubt in my mind that it would be nominated for Game of the Year. Being nominated for the Game of the Year isn't really a reflection of the quality of game, because Assassin's Creed Odyssey's here, so that's obvious, right? Assassin's Creed is always nominated for Game of the Year because it's a AAA, huge, open world, I mean now RPG, so of course it's going to be, of course it was. So, you know, that makes perfect sense to me why that's there. It's not going to win though, is it? It might win an award somewhere down the line, but it won't win Game of the Year. I can't see that happening, especially when it's up against such big, powerful games. Next up, we've got Celeste. Now, I haven't played this game, but I've heard some very good things, and I'm actually going to download it and play it myself, just to see exactly sort of what this game is, and exactly why it's got the praise it has. I thought it might be worth streaming, because that could be interesting, but it's been nominated for Game of the Year, and the reviews are super high. It's like a platformer type 2D platformer game, so I'm interested to play it. I am going to play it. Maybe I'll stream it. Let me know what you guys think, because I think it could be fun. And we'll see exactly what this game has to offer, because I think that it could be a great game. Of course, if it's nominated for Game of the Year, there's got to be a reason for it, right? Coming out of just saying, nominated for Game of the Year doesn't mean shit. It's like, it doesn't when it's Assassin's Creed, right? Because Assassin's Creed 2 got nominated for Game of the Year. Assassin's Creed Odyssey got nominated for Game of the Year. It's like, it doesn't really mean anything when it comes to big AAA developers, because, I mean, of course Assassin's Creed's going to be nominated. But a game like this is like, if a game like this is being nominated over, like, you know, a Call of Duty or a Battlefield or these big high-profile names, there's got to be a reason for that, right? So, I'll have to check it out. I will at some point. Next up, we have God of War. One of my personal all-time favorite games. It was my favorite game of all time until just recently, and for good reason. I think the story is well crafted. I think the world is well crafted. I think it's a perfect game. Every sense of the word. I don't think there's anything I can fault this on unless I'm really, really nitpicking. It's fantastic in my eyes. I loved the story. I love Kratos. I love his relationship with Atreus. I love the twists and turns, the plot devices. I love the soundtrack. I love the atmosphere, the visuals, the gameplay. Everything's perfected. Everything. And I absolutely adored this game. So I completely understand why it's up for a nomination for Game of the Year. Next up, we have Marvel's SpiderMan, which of course was the perfect Spider-Man game. Maybe doesn't have a large scale and scope like something like Red Dead Redemption 2 or God of War does. It doesn't do anything that surprised me, but it did everything to the standard and surpassed the standard that I thought it would and should, so I completely understand why that's on the list. That makes perfect sense. And for Marvel fans, I completely understand why they might say this is their game of the year, because it means a lot to people who are fans of Marvel. It means a lot to me, but there are other games that mean just that little bit more. Next up is Monster Hunter World from Capcom. Now, I played a little bit of this because I think I got a code, or George bought it, and so I could play it on Xbox, like, Game Share. Wasn't a fan of it, to be honest. Wasn't my kind of thing. I played it for maybe an hour, and I was just like, it didn't click. Didn't click for me. But a lot of people really like this game, and they like the Monster Hunter series, so I completely understand that. But just, for me, it just wasn't my kind of thing, unfortunately. But, you know, there's obviously a reason why it's on this list. And finally, we have Red Dead Redemption 2. My personal pick for Game of the Year and my all-time favorite game, which is crazy that we got 2 in 1 year. God of War, and then smash that again with Red Dead Redemption 2. Has completely shook up my top 5 list that has been the same since The Witcher 3 came out. You know, it's crazy. And like before that, it was the same. Like it's not changed very much over the past few years. Like the only thing since Skyrim was The Witcher 3, and then it stayed pretty much the same until we got God of War and Red Dead in 1 year. And then soon to be released Kingdom Hearts 3, which I am hoping shakes up my top 5 list some more. So that's absolutely crazy. And you know, Red Dead Redemption 2 did so many things right. It pushed boundaries of how you build an open world. Maybe some of the gameplay wasn't revolutionary, but I didn't have problems with it like a lot of other people did, saying that it's clunky and it's unpolished and all this. You know, I didn't have that. I felt like the gameplay served its purpose. It was fun. It wasn't something where I'm like, wow, this gameplay isn't revolutionary. It just works, and it's fun, and it's good. That's all I see that as. I think the horse riding is great. I think the exploration is fantastic. The world design, the navigation, the interaction with the environment, the amount of realism and attention to detail, along with the stellar story and performances, giving my favorite narrative ever made in any form of media. Red Dead Redemption 2 delivers the perfect story and more. I had a certain amount of criteria for Red Dead Redemption 2, and I didn't think it was going to do it, but it outdid it. It outdid my expectations, and it's not often that you get a game that can do that, and that's why Red Dead Redemption 2 for me is my favorite game of all time, my pick for Game of the Year, and it blows my mind when I think about this game, because it really, really is something special in its own right, but also it's incredibly special to me as a fan of the Red Dead Redemption franchise, and so that's why that's my pick for Game of the Year. Now, who do I think is going to win? Well, a lot of people have been putting it up between Red Dead Redemption 2 and God of War, but who is actually going to win? It's likely going to be Red Dead Redemption 2, just based on the sales. In reality, although they're very, very close in a lot of gamers' minds, God of War's a PlayStation exclusive, and therefore it's at a huge disadvantage. It would be anyway against even something like an Assassin's Creed. It would be at a huge disadvantage, but especially so against a Rockstar Games game. It's really not possible for anything else to win this award, and that's proven by the fact that Fortnite won the Golden Joysticks Game of the Year award.
I can't wait any longer. Who? Joe won. And the winner is, for Ultimate Game of the Year, Fortnite Battle Royale.
Because that more people, like that's you know, that's what it is. And because Fortnite's not on here, because it's a real award show, Red Dead Redemption has to take the win. It has to, because as good as all of these games are, bar Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Red Dead is the clear winner in my eyes. But I think all of these have been fantastic games. 2018 has been an incredible year for gaming in so many ways. We've had some brilliant games like Detroit Become Human, Kingdom Come Deliverance, of course SpiderMan, God of War, Red Dead Redemption. It's been insane as a year for a fan of video games. And there's been a lot of little ones as well here and there with things like Forza Horizon 4. Not a hugely popular game, but it's great in its own right. And things like The Crew 2, which I really love. We've had Pokemon Let's Go and Mario Party and soon to be released Smash, which is going to be fucking awesome. I cannot wait for that. But 2018 has been a brilliant year for gaming, and it looks like 2019 is just going to continue that trend, and it's been insane. The amount that developers have been putting out trying to make the best games has just been amazing. Seeing this competition between the developers, and I cannot wait for Microsoft to get involved with the next generation of consoles and hopefully push Sony to do better, and Sony will then in turn push Microsoft to do better, just producing better games. Like, I want Xbox to be bringing out the best exclusives. I want to see a new Fable. I want to see a Halo that does what Halo does well. I want to see, this competition between these developers and these studios and just making the best games ever. Because that's when games are the best, when there's competition. And hopefully we'll get to see that moving forward with the next Xbox and the PlayStation 5. But as it stands, I think all these games deserve to be on this, except for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to take the crown. I think it's the clear winner here, and Rockstar just did a fucking incredible job with that game. And, if it doesn't win, then it doesn't. But I can't see anything else winning. I feel like the only game that really has a chance, ironically, of beating Red Dead Redemption 2 is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Just because so many people played it, and it was a lot of journalists' top picks of their game of the year was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because a lot of people have been complaining that Red Dead Redemption 2 is too slow paced. They just want to run around with superpowers in ancient Greece, and that, yeah, so, there's that. Obviously, we know the popularity of Red Dead Redemption 2, and yeah, if anything else on this is going to beat it, it'll be Assassin's Creed Odyssey, just because I feel Celeste is too niche, and I feel SpiderMan and God of War, because they're exclusives, they don't have the audience that the others do. And then Monster Hunter World is just sort of it's niche, right? It's one of those Capcom games. So it's a little unfair in that regard, but I can't see anything with Red Dead Redemption 2 winning. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about Game of the Year? What do you want to win? What do you think is going to win? And what do you think about all the other awards? Because I didn't go over these because I'm not going to go through the entire thing. There's 30 fucking categories, and I'm not doing that. But I've voted on all of them. So we'll see on December 6th. Who wins these awards. I might actually stream the event, because at the Game Awards you tend to get a bunch of really cool announcements happening, which that'd be quite fun to stream and see what announcements we get for new games, or games that we've seen before we might get new trailers for and stuff like that, as well as seeing which ones win the awards. I reckon that'd be a cool little thing for the community to sort of close off this year with. So that might be a really good time, so let me know if you'd like that. But let me know your thoughts again in the comment section below. Thank you for the support. I've been trying to bring out some more videos more frequently, and hopefully I can keep this up. Don't forget to keep showing the love for Bike. See, we're over on Twitter, #thisismybike, #bikesequel, all that good stuff. We obviously want to keep that going. But that's it for this video. I'll bloody catch you later, boys. Goodbye.